Alright, so let's go ahead and get started building out the rest of our web page now. We've got the framework in place. I've gone ahead and just dumped in some copy into this text area just to kind of save a little bit of time here. And what we've got is our 4 sections so far. We want to create something unique with the header here. What I was thinking is maybe we create a background graphic. Let's go ahead and apply that. I've got one on my desktop that I saved. Let's see, what did I name that bad guy? Whoops. I called him header.jpg. What do you know? Alright, so let's say background image. Now before we just use regular background, you can use either. Background image just allows you to apply that image. It does not give you all those additional properties that we did. So let's go back to that one. I kind of like that one a little bit better. They all start the same here. Again, you just can't add those added little pieces to it. So header.jpg. And just like before, let's say top, center, new, repeat. So do not start to tile up and down, left and right. Let's just keep it once and in place. And I actually cropped it to 900 by 75, so it should fit perfectly within there. Now we've got our side area and our text area. If you remember our float class, we need to float those two bad guys next to each other. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's say float. Oh, loafed. This isn't meatloaf, it's left. And let's, oops, make all sorts of mistakes here. Let's go ahead and copy that, and I can just paste that down here in the text area. So now the side area and the text area should float right next to each other. Now I put some text in the body area, but the left side area, that I'm going to use for my navigation. So let's go ahead and start to put some text in there now. Let's say home, and then we'll break a line, so we'll say BR to break, and we'll say, let's keep this one real simple. Let's say about, and then contact. Real basic website. You can always add to it more later. So those are our 3 sections in there. And footer area. Let's go ahead and do something in there too. Let's go ahead and say copy right 2025. Is it even legal to do that in the future? I don't know. For right now, we're going to do that as 2025 my website. And let's go ahead and give that one a background color. And we'll make that one, let's go ahead and just make it a light gray for right now. CCC is kind of a nice little light gray. So let's save that. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, so we've got our header up here. I can see that we've got our sidebar there, and we've got this here. Now you can see that the gray is up here. That should be my footer, and I've got the copy right down there. So why is that not right? Well, because we did not add a clear after we floated those 2 areas. So let's go ahead and create a new class now. We'll call that one clear, just because I like to name it that. And I'll say clear both bodias. Clear. And let's go ahead and add that right above the footer area after the text area. And I'll start a new div tag and just say class equals clear. And I'll close it out, and that should work. So let's save it and come back to our browser. Okay, not the most beautiful of websites so far, but it's kind of getting there. So I've got a nice sunny background up here. That would be maybe where I put my logo, and we've got our navigation going, and we've got our text going, and we've got our footer going. So all in all, this is actually pretty good. Let's do a couple other styles here. Now, if you come to a website and it's all sandwiched together that tightly, maybe that's really all the copy that I do have. What you can do is maybe not set a fixed height, but you can say a minimum height for this area. So let's come back to our sidebar, and in here, now we've used height before. Height equals, I don't know, let's say like 700 pixels tall. But we can say a minimum height. So maybe if I eventually have more text that takes up more than 700 pixels, it would continue to expand. But right now, I just say a minimum height of 700 pixels. So it's kind of like saying height. So there's my footer way down there at the bottom. If I scroll down, it's a little far. Let's bring that back up a little bit here. Let's go ahead and just say maybe 500. Okay, so now I can see my footer there. So all of our text is pretty bland, and we could probably use some padding down there, maybe some padding up there. So let's go ahead and apply some other styles. Let's say we want to target our body. How about that? How about an HTML tag? So that says anything within the body area. Let's make the font family be, let's do something different. Let's do Lucida Grand. That's a nice font. And let's keep it general right now. So we're just saying, hey, anything within this body tag here, let's make it like that. And let's say within our footer, let's give that some padding. And we'll say just, let's say 5 pixels. So 5 pixels in all directions. That'll kind of push it in a little bit. That'll look nice. And the text area, I'll just kind of get it off the top a little bit. So we'll add some padding there as well. But maybe this time we'll add 20 pixels of padding. The side area, let's do the same thing with that. In fact, we can just go ahead and copy that one. And I think everything looks good so far. Let's save that and come back and look what our document looks like. Alright, so our font definitely looks better. That text is kind of pushing off to the side there, but this looks a little bit better. That looks a little bit better down there as well. Okay, so not too bad so far. Let's do one other thing. Now, because I set the header as a background image, I can still apply things on top of that. So within my header, maybe I want to add my logo. Maybe I've got this kind of sunny logo that I want to add in there. And let's say that, and I save this one as a ping graphic. A ping is good for transparent graphics, and there it is right there. So because I've got this on top of a graphic, so you can see that it appeared up there, so it's transparent. By default, it always goes top left. It floats or it aligns up there, but the ping will be transparent and fit on top of my background graphic. So let's say within the header area there, maybe I want to give that one a little bit of padding too. So let's just say padding just to the left. Let's say 50 pixels. Oops, forgot my colon. Don't forget your colon. And let's do that. Alright, so that pushed my sun in a little bit. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of padding top as well. And just do like 7 pixels as well. Just kind of bump it in a little bit. Alright, so there our sun kind of looks centered within there. Again, it's not the most beautiful website, but you see how this is all coming together. I've got some text in here, I've got some text in here. We can continue adding stuff. So let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll come back to this and finish up this web page and add some more here in just a second.